G'day, Luke the Drifter here in the backyard of HQ, and I've got behind me here the DOT SIMPSON hire trailer. This video is going to be about how to fold up this hire trailer if you're out using it. Okay, so you've hired the trailer, you've watched the video how to set it up, and this video will be to explain how to fold the trailer back up again. Okay, so hopefully you'll know how to do it, but if you're not sure or you've got any questions, this will be on a little tablet that'll be with the trailer, and you can sort of get some tips and instructions how to fold this trailer up. Okay, so what we'll do is we've got the ensuite. We're going to put that away quickly first. We're going to come around and do the kitchen, put some chairs and tables away, we'll put the awning away, and then last we'll do the tent. Righto, so I'll try to explain what I'm doing as I'm going as well. Right, so just to be clear to anyone else watching, it's a video specifically for somebody hiring this trailer on how to put this trailer away. Righto, so pegs, a little switch here for the pump, make sure that's off, and then we're just going to disconnect all the shower. All right, you can let a bit of pressure off if you like. We're just going to disconnect all of these hoses. All right, can roll that up. That one's off. That one's off. And let's turn the gas off. That one's off. Now it doesn't matter if it drips in here a little bit because there's holes here to let the water out. We're going to turn these taps off as well. Okay. And we'll just undo the gas. All right. All those together now can just sit inside there. There's a small latch at the back here, and that's packed away. All right, the ensuite, like before, undo the small holding bracket. There's quite a particular way this ensuite needs to go. All right, so the right hand side needs to fold away first, like that, and then the left hand side comes in, and you need to these sections here need to sort of fold through like that. All right, grab the bottom, roll him up. Now there's a Velcro tab. All right, that's going to go through that little opening space, see that? So the Velcro tab goes through here and back onto itself. All right. You want to roll that up as tight as you can, and the tighter it is will make it easier to do up the bag. Just like that. Now I'm going to hook this back on so it's sort of not going to get in my road while I pack the tent up. Shower ensuite is done, and now I'm going to go through probably the most important part of it is going to be the awning, and we'll show you how to do that. So yeah, kitchen next. Tip out any water. There's a bag for that stove to go in, which is there. Won't show that, but that stove goes in the bag. You've got to twist these legs and they come out. Alright, they're a twist in. We showed you that before, so twist them and they come out. Into there. As we go around, we can just sit things against the trailer. It's a good place to put them while we're packing other things away. Now we've got to undo the water. If you don't have to connect the water each time, you can use a hand pump at the back. If you want to connect the water, important to make sure you release the water. Okay, so we're going to disconnect those two hoses, put the little caps back on. Alright, you'll see they'll drain out. And then we're just going to tuck them up underneath. There's a little bit of Velcro there to hold those up, okay? And you can just tuck this one in under there. Alright, so the kitchen now, the important thing to put in the kitchen away is to pick it up. Alright, push him about halfway away so we don't have the weight on the end. Underneath here is a little locking pin. See that, Jack? Very important, the locking pin. So you can, there's no weight on the kitchen now. I can press that pin, and what I can do is pull the kitchen out a little bit, release that pin. Alright, I've got to clear the gas strut. And you can just carefully push that away. Okay, next thing we're going to do is chair and table. Red chair, top folds down, around like that. Alright, put that there. Table, press the legs in. Just be careful you don't pinch yourself. Fold it around. With the table, the best thing to do is to put the bag over the top of the table and then turn him upside down like that. Right. Let's put the LED lights away. I'm just going to undo those. There's one. Take that one out. This is another one here. Okay, all this here together can go in the side toolbox. Alright, so this one here can come down first. Alright, because if I take this off, it's not going to affect anything else on the awning. Okay, now it's important with these to just be a little bit careful putting them away, so because you've got a lead on the end, so just pull him out, put him away gently. Going to get the end of the lead, wrap it around, back to here, and just going to use that little bit of Velcro to wrap it up like that. Okay, that's the way to wrap those up. Just going to close this tailgate. When putting the awning away, it's a good idea to close the tailgate. Right, this one here. And same thing, when you're putting it away, that lead's got to come out, okay? So you can just sort of get a little bit of a help there. All right, so just be careful with those leads around, and missing one little bit of Velcro, but here it is. All right, around the yellow knob, and tuck that in like that. Keeps that nice and secure the lead. Righto. So now the rest of the awning can come down, and pretty much we can start here. If you've got a few people with you, of course, get them to hold things down. All right, there's a little bit of wind here now. I'm going to drop these ropes down. If you're on your own, it's not a bad idea to have this extra rope here. I've taken the spreader bar off, and this rope's going to be real handy to help me put it away on my own. I'm going to take the pegs out. Again, if you're on your own, you need to be a little bit careful of the awning because the wind will grab it, and you know, it's not uncommon for that to happen. Okay, so we're going to pull the gutter off. That's off, and now we've got to come back to this first pole around here. Okay, this is where you need, once you've got all the poles down, we've got the pegs out, poles are down, this is the place you've got to come to, okay? Undo my rope, take off my little half hitch, pull that through. All right. So, what we're doing here is just clipping these orange hooks on, like that. Now this is probably one of the trickiest parts and most difficult to understand, is this section here. So this pole here has got to come around, but the canvas has to go over the top, like that. See that? It goes over the top, and there's a little clip up here. Come around this side, Jake. Right, you got a little clip, this goes on there like that. Now, also what I'm going to do is just drop these back down. Good time to do that. Okay, so now back over this side. All right, I'm just going to release that hook. Okay, and we're just going to do the same thing now. It's important here to be very careful about your fingers, that you don't get them jammed. You can jam your fingers quite easy if you're not careful, particularly your thumb. If you're holding like this, up there like that, and doing it quickly, you can really jam your thumb or your fingers. So most of these type of awnings are the same, but just be careful. Now that first one there we can let go. We don't need to have any, we don't need to hold that. Underneath here, there's a thumb pin. Remember this one we pulled out, so that's got to push in like that, and then we're just going to work our way around. Okay, so I'm going to hold it in my right hand like that, work our way around to this one. Careful you don't pinch your thumb or your fingers. There's two, and you should be able to just hold this on your own. Okay, if you've got someone helping you, all right, while you're clipping it up, you can hold this here, but again, be very careful. If someone's helping you, don't jam your fingers. Bring it around, and what we're going to do is put this on this hook here, okay? Now they're not all going to fit like that because there's 3 of them. So the back one goes up a little bit higher and those 2 will fit in. See that? So you've got basically 3 of them. Lift the back one up a little bit and that'll just fit in nicely like that. Alright, now we're going to hook that. I'll just grab the little step ladder so you can see. There's going to be a small hook there and that just connects up like that. Rightio. Now, what we want to do is just fold these triangles up like that, okay, and then bunch it up as best you can and roll this as tight as you can. Okay, this is the bulkiest part at this end because of all the Velcro, and this one will need to get quite tight. Just like that. Okay, bag comes over. And same as the ensuite, you can work from either end. If one zip's a little bit difficult, just come in from the other end. And that's it. Little gutter can slide off. Go in this side box here. Keys in there as well. Right, I'm going to open up the tailgate again. And put these poles away. Alright, any of your gear can pack inside. Any of your gear can pack inside here. Righto, what else? And that's pretty much it for the awning. So now what we're going to do is the tent. I'll jump up inside, we'll take the boughs out and then fold the tent over. So these ones I can do from here. You can give them a good old pull and they'll come out. Alright, just pull down a bit and they'll come out like that. Now I can probably get these ones from up here too, rather than getting inside. Oh, I can do this. There you go. Righto. That's what you got the little step ladder for. Okay. That one. And that one there. Okay, all your bedding's gonna put it up the back side. We'll put the boughs on the back end of the tent. All of your bedding, your pillows, Duno's going to go inside, say, your vehicle or in the storage box. And that's it, Jake. Pretty much now, let's just fold that tent straight over. Let's collapse the ladder. Oh, I can take it off the end, can I? Alright, the ladder concertina is like that, so you just keep pushing your thumbs in and collapsing that ladder, okay? See that? This one goes up and over, and Velcro's on to hold it. Now, I may as well take it off now, so yeah, just undo those pins. It's the ladder. And we just want to push that over, so I'll do that from the front. And I can probably just pull this down. Okay. Like that. Righto, pretty easy. There was a clip here. Okay, that's clipped on. Give it a little tension down. That's it. And the zip starts here at the back. All right. Make sure, like starting any zip, it's all the way in. Okay, just be careful starting it. Once you got it going, it should come around pretty easy. Alright, pretty simple. Okay, I could walk along there if I wanted to, but I think I'll use this and grab it from here. That, easy as. So yeah, we've got the steps in there for you. It's going to be handy to use those. Pull that to the end. Make sure they're down. Tuck that up. And then this little section goes off the end there. That's it. Tent's folded up. Okay, we'll put some of this gear away. Now, a good thing to do with all your gear is to stack it up against the wheel like that, and then you can sort of put it away, you know, the best way it's going to fit. So, you know, like packing anything, you don't want to be just chucking it all in. Be a little bit neat with it. And bigger, flatter things on the bottom. Okay, so those can go there. The table's good to go in next. Chairs, say the ladder, solar panel, and our peg bag fits pretty good in down this side. The walls will fit pretty good in the front storage box. Just going to chuck them in there. Alright, it's the bag there. You don't have to put them back in the bag. They'll fit nicely in the front storage box. There we go. Okay, this little bar, it's going to go just inside this side canopy. Right there, okay, so that's where it stores in there. Small over centre latch locks that in, and there's a little latch there to hold that in place. Okay, jerry can holder, bags down. That's pretty much it. Now, once you think you've got it about right, we're just going to do the final few things, and then it's a matter of checking. Okay, probably the most important step of the whole thing is your final check, righto? So stay at start here, work our way around, make sure that everything's closed, have a good look. Okay, you're responsible for everything that you've hired as a normal, you know, agreement for hiring anything. So it's very important that you check everything and make sure you're not going to lose something or forget to pack something. Particularly look underneath. Boxes are down, that's closed. Work our way around here. Put the little strap on the gas bottle. Closed, closed. Ladder can go in. Charcoal box is down. Don't forget this little strap. Okay. And also, you know, again, you'll be with other people, particularly if you're with kids. It's a great way of learning and getting them to make sure they help you what you're doing. So, you know, when Kaito was a kid, from when he was 2 years old, he'd be always following me around and, you know, helping me what I'm doing, you know. So the point is that if you're on your own, you can easily miss something, or you get distracted, or, you know, you're rushing because it's going to start raining or whatever reason. You're a bit tired, so you can often forget something. So it's really good to have somebody else just going around with you. And even myself, you know, there's times when I'll drive down the road and I've forgot to put one of those in. So make sure you go around and have a really good check and walk around, have a good look. That's it. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. The rear stabilizers are something that gets forgotten. Okay, so we're going to check those again that they're up, and we're all done. What I'm going to do now is to back up to the hitch and hook it on. It's a good idea to wind that up as, you know, to the right height, so you might want to just sort of measure it against your leg or something so you can see that it's going to be the right height up, and you can have someone direct you on. I've got a little camera there, so that should get me pretty close. A little bit further. Just yell out when I'm right, Jake. Yeah. Righto, so wind him down onto the pin. You've got to get that pretty close to be able to wind it on, okay? Wind him down. As soon as you can feel this wheel being free, then you need to press that button, okay, to make sure you don't forget. So that's locked it down, okay? So again, press that button down, that's now locked in place. And, you know, also, let's have a look at that again. You know, speaking with vehicle components who make this hitch, probably the most common fault for this hitch with people using it is that it's like that when they go to put it on, okay? Maybe you've had a kid most likely fiddling with it and they've pressed the button, okay? So it's if you drop that down now, all right, you might think that's connected, but it's definitely not connected, okay? You can see that the pin should be right all the way through, okay? But you might now jockey wheel up, off you go, and that's going to jump off, or it's going to bend this section here. These hitches are worth 350 bucks at least. So very important to make sure that is released and open before you drop it down. And also be careful with your fingers. So yeah, push it down, that's open. You can see that drop all the way through, and that's locked in place. And that's how it should look. Little dust cap can go on top. Now with the jockey wheel, a lot of people don't understand this properly, so I'll try to show you. You need to wind it all the way up, okay? Bit of a pain, but that's what you got to do. There's an angle there and an angle here, okay? Most common fault with this is people will wind it like that and do that. Now that is going to hang down, and if you go over a bit of a water bar or an obstacle, you can hit the ground on that and it'll bend it. So these are designed to go like that. Wind him up looking at that angle. All right. And the other good thing is you can get that handle nice and tight. And that's how it's supposed to go, like that. So it's nice and clear underneath. Handle's tight. All right, let's say we're going to cross the chains. Okay, so I'll jump over this side, a bit easier to see. All right, now I'm going to put that D-shackle on there. I never worry about crossing my chains. I know you probably should. I don't think it's necessary, but it is the right thing to do, right? So cross your chains, do it properly, and important that you don't do your pin up like this underneath, because that will rattle loose and chain will come off. So very, very important, okay, to put that on top. Now you don't, if it's on top like that, you don't have to do super tight, just do it up finger tight. That's not going to come off. Okay, your plug is going to go in like that, and Yeah, hook that up. Now, one of the things with these pins, I'll show you, the most common fault with these plugs is those pins, the gap closes, and when the gap closes they don't make a good connection. You can see in there it's quite filthy and gets very dirty. So if those don't have a gap in them, they won't make good connection. Now if you're traveling, you know, this one here for example, probably, I'm not sure what this one means, could be a rear tail light, could be left blinker say, but a pin like that probably means it's not going to be working. So if you're out bush and you're coming home and your tail light's not working or your blinker's not working, the first thing you do is pull out a nice pocket knife, split the pins just carefully. You don't want a big thick knife, just a small knife, see that? You can do that on all of them. If it's a big thick knife, of course you're just going to break a pin. But probably the most common fault with trailers is simply those pins are closed, which means you're not going to have lights, brakes, tail lights. It's a very simple fix. Okay. And you'll feel that makes a much better connection. Now, try not to have this hanging down so you can sort of have that up like this. If you do have an Anderson plug, plug that in. Make sure it's pushed in tight. And most importantly, make sure that is down, all the way down, like that. Righto, I'll just show you this too. You know, with corrugations that could come loose and hang down. So what you can do, bring it back half a turn, and then we've got a little clip there that will hold that. So that's actually the best way to do that up like that. That can't come down, that's up nice and tight. You can see everything's nice and clear, chains are done up. Very important part this, hooking up your trailer, so make sure you do it properly, and that's how you do it. Right, I've got a little block there. If you've got a high trailer, sorry, if you've got a high vehicle, you know, the jockey wheel will only go down so far. So if you find that your jockey wheel is too short, that's when also you stick a block of wood underneath the jockey wheel. You know, is a good idea as well. So handy to carry. We'll have some of those in here. All right, another walk around and check. Again, a trailer like this is going to be a new trailer. This one here is probably $35,000. A lot of equipment, a lot of gear, so it's worth to take the time to walk around and check. It's just good practice. Doesn't matter if you've been towing your first time or you've been towing hundreds of times. Like I have, I still, you know, check every time, and you'll always find something that you've missed. So walk around again, check everything. You know, check you haven't left your beer in the back, and that's it. Righto, so there's a video showing how to fold this trailer up, and hopefully you're going to have a really good time. You're going to enjoy your camping adventure with the Drifta Simpson trailer, and you'll bring it back in one piece and you can hire it again. Righto, I'm going to back this out of here, and away we go. If you haven't backed a trailer before, you know, again, if you're a first timer with trailers and you haven't backed, the only way to do it really is to practice, and is to get in the driver's seat yourself. Don't listen to anybody outside the vehicle. You get, you know, your missus or your kids or vice versa trying to tell you what to do. Just get into a bit of open space, whether it's a bit of a paddock or, you know, just some space on your own, and just sort of pick a point you want to get to and back around. Okay, so here for example, I might want to just back it up into there, drive forward, back it into here, and then drive out, which is say what I'll do now. So the only way to learn is to do it, and if you haven't backed a trailer before, don't wait until you're trying to back onto the barge at Inskip Point in front of everybody before you learn how to back a trailer. So just keep that in mind, okay? Rightio. when you're backing, you just want to get your wheel turned a little bit so you can see which way the trail is going. All right, and use your mirrors. If you turn the wheel, you'll very quickly see which way the trail is going. Okay, once you got it heading the right direction, then it's just a matter of returning the wheel and following the trailer around. And you want to be turning the wheel the least amount as possible, so the more you turn it, the more it's just going to go all over the place. Okay, the other thing, again, if you're driving with a trailer and it's one of your first times driving, just be aware that the trailer is a big extension to your vehicle. It's quite heavy, you know, for your first timer. That's going to be a ton, maybe a ton tare weight, say 1.5 tons with all your gear, full water tank. So it's significant extra weight and push and momentum on your vehicle. So you have to be aware of that. And the key point is take it really steady. Okay, so on the highway take it steady, on the gravel roads take it steady, around forward driving take it steady. You know, most of the problems you're going to encounter, or people do encounter, is just going a little bit too fast. So the golden rule is if you're towing, you just need to knock 10 k's off your speed. Okay, vehicles these days are very powerful, very fast, and it's very easy to get in trouble. So I'm sort of talking about if you're new to towing, and even if you're not, you know, I would have to say that most of the issues on the road today out back are because people are going a little bit too fast, right? So go steady, and also be aware that the trailer behind you is, you have to be aware of that all the time. So if you're going over an obstacle, your truck goes over first, then you have to be watching in your mirror to see that your trailer follows and does what you want it to do. So you have to be watching your mirrors a lot, and just be very aware that the trailer there, it's not just going to follow you blindly. You have to be aware the trailer's there and drive accordingly. Righto. But, you know, don't be intimidated about hiring a trailer. The best way to learn is to do it, and start easy. You know, you could do a easy trip just to the Gloucester Caravan Park, which is not far, or to Polly's place is around the corner, or the Steps, a beautiful campground, is a great place to stay on the Barrington River. Or if you want to be a bit more adventurous, you can go to the Barrington Tops, and if you know what you're doing a little bit, then you can take this trailer anywhere in Australia. We'll have a questionnaire to fill out when you hire the trailer, so we'll find out how comfortable and confident you are hiring or driving with a trailer, and if you need help, we'll be there to sort of give you some tips and pointers. But the key would be to make sure you let us know you know, how much experience you've had and how much help you may need. Righto, I think that's about all. Thanks for listening, and very good. Thanks very much.